Mayor Sheffield Dr. Sylvia Dunkley.
Friends and colleagues, Salam alaikum. I am very moved to be here tonight to share in your Eid festival celebration and to hear so many wonderful words of support for the Lord Mayor's charities. First of all, I would like to pay tribute to Radio Ramadhan and to Mr. Munkar, his family, his team, his staff, everyone who has made the last 12 years of broadcasting so successful and such a wonderful service to the Muslim community during the holy month of Ramadan. Radio Ramadan, as you have heard, doesn't only provide information, awareness raising, offer services, but it gives wonderful opportunities to young people to have a go in the studio. And I think there must be a lot of people who've got a great debt of gratitude to Radio Ramadhan for what they've achieved over the past 12 years. And I wish them every success for the future, and I do hope that perhaps they'll be able to start broadcasting for a longer period just than the month of Ramadan. As Lord Mayor, I get around all over the city, and it's been a wonderful eye-opener to me to meet so many representatives of all our different communities and to realise what a wonderful part they play in making Sheffield such a wonderfully multicultural and multilingual city. And I would like to thank you and your community for all that you contribute to our city and to making it such a safe and cohesive society. There is a lot of suffering, and there is a lot of pain, and there is a lot of need all around the world. We hear of the major disasters, we know of huge amounts of poverty, of illness. But when I became Lord Mayor, I wanted to do something to help local people. And to me it seemed that both of the charities that I chose played a huge role in supporting all our communities throughout Sheffield and throughout South Yorkshire, actually. Unfortunately, heart disease is still the biggest killer. And I think we all know someone who has been affected by heart disease, had their quality of life interrupted or made worse. And the British Heart Foundation not only provides support in terms of help and support for families and raising awareness, but they do have this wonderful research programme, which I know is not going to happen immediately, but we have to have vision. We have to think about the future and what can be achieved. When you think back, it's not all that long ago since the first transplants started, and they have made a huge difference to people's lives. But if we can find some way, or the researchers can find some way, of actually getting the heart to regenerate itself, and when you think about it, other parts of the body do, then that would be a huge step forward for so many people. And of course, heart disease is not just an illness of older people. As we've heard from Joanne, she was 30 when she had her heart attack, and there was someone who rang in when we were doing the broadcast on Radio Ramadan who was just waiting to have a heart bypass operation, and he was only 34, which is very young, and it was obviously, from what his sons were saying, having an impact to the family. I also chose the Sheffield Royal Society for the Blind because I'm actually very short-sighted myself, but I know that blindness and visual impairment affect so many people. And SRSB actually provide a wonderful service in trying to help people to achieve what they want to achieve despite their disability. It's not just, oh dear, I've got a disability, I'm going to stop and give up. But they help people, they provide activities, they give them advice, and as we've seen, people can achieve wonderful things despite their disability. So I am very, very grateful to Radio Ramadhan for adopting the law-based charity and these two particular charities as their charities during Ramadan. When we went into the studio on the 24th of August, it was the most emotional and heartwarming experience to listen not only to people's stories, but to the reasons why people wanted to contribute and were coming, even people coming into the studio and offering us a donation there and then. And it was very, very moving, and I expect many of you may have heard that Sue got quite emotional about it, and I certainly had a lump in my throat. So it was a wonderful experience. And I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who's made this possible. I know people have been sort of working behind the scenes as well as the team at Radio Ramadhan. And to all of you for coming tonight and for giving, which is part of your faith, it's part of all faith, but it's a huge reward in giving. And when you think of who you're helping, then I think giving is a great experience as well. And finally, I'd just like to thank everybody who's organised this evening's event. We've had some excellent speakers. We've had the sponsorship from Roscoe Brown and from Mark Jenkinson, which is great. But I know some people must have been working very, very hard to make this evening such a success. I'd like to thank you all, and I do hope that you will appreciate why I've chosen these two particular charities and will prepare to contribute in whatever way you can. And a big thank you again to the team at Radio Ramadhan. Thank you.
Thank you once again to Lord Mayor Dr. Sylvia